that first diss track was so fucking good, and then it got too real.
It is hot, it's hot.
It got too serious.
Bro.
God, Meet the Grams was just so unnecessary, bro.
Who Kid?
Yeah, Push Up
Bro,
was-
but Who Kid is like, especially for me, like growing up in Queens and shit, like those mixtapes were the best.
He did like a lot of 50, right?
It was all 50. He was
all
50.
50?
Yeah, all the mixtapes, 50s mixtapes. I was just listening to like 3 songs old from his
Old
mixtape.
50? Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like, look, this is an old.
I probably don't even know. I like all the. I know all the mainstream 50.
I don't even
know
think
all the
this
white boy
would-
50.
I don't even think
Candy
this would,
Shop, dude. Oh yeah.
Oh, this right here. Oh. This is 50 Who Kid.
Yeah, I never heard this. But turn it off. Our ads, dude. Our last 2 episodes are not like limited, monetized
Why?
early or whatever. I don't know what we said. One of them was the Sham Rim one. I think we talked about the Hebes a little bit too much. And then the second one, I don't remember. I don't know what happened in the one that we just put up. But it's like, instead of being a green money sign, it's a yellow one. And they're like, yeah.
Because we cursed too much, maybe?
I don't think
That's
it's
what
cursing.
happened. That's what happened with the
I think it's
lunchroom.
subject matter. I don't think it's cursing. I think it's subject matter. Because initially when I input, like, I have to click, I want this one to be monetized, and then you have to select, like, abbreviated profanity, like nudity, are you extorting people, or whatever.
Right.
And I'll do, like, abbreviated fucking whatever. And usually, and then that's always green. That'll stay green, even with that. But the last 2 are yellow. I don't know.
Damn.
I don't even. The last one was fine. We talked about like chameleon hair.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think once it happens,
You might be in trouble.
it's like strict. It's like
But
TikTok.
what are you gonna do?
It's
What,
like
are we gonna
TikTok.
edit
TikTok
it?
is no. It is what it is. Listen, it is what it is. It is what it is, bro. It is what it is. You know, you
It is what it
can't.
is.
All of it is what it is. That's what I told myself, so I don't go fucking insane. You know, I pray for the day where I can be 100% transparent and just be, but you can't. You just
I don't
can't.
think it'll ever.
Right? I guess
It'll
you
never
can't.
happen until you until you're done with the business. You have to be done with the business. It's like what you're doing with the cops. Like the way you talk about the cops now is like what you want to do with comedy, but you can't do that until you're not doing comedy.
Right. That's true. That's actually a good. That's a good way to put it.
So yeah, until you're back working that bridge toll, no more. You can't talk about comedy anymore.
Well, so
Bro, we did that show. We did the show.
how was it?
It was ended up being. It was.
So Josh said you guys killed.
We did kill, and I'll tell you
heard
who
Lee
really
killed.
fucking killed.
I heard Lee killed.
Lee had the set of the night, bro. He
I
went
heard
up
he
there.
murdered.
He closed the show, and he bought. I've never wall to wall murder.
Good for him, bro.
Even
he
with their-
probably felt fucking cloud.
I think he had like a friend there, like a couple. But he was. I've seen Lee kill many times. There was some sort of. There was a swagger and a. I own this fucking whole space right now.
You know why? He's been there before. Number one. Also,
be.
like Ray was there. He was mentoring. It was kind of like
To me, that would be even like more reason for nerves. I got to kill in front of my nephew or whatever.
No, because he's seen him kill. He's seen him kill at City Winery. He did
that's
well
true.
in City Winery. Damn, bro, I heard that. Josh hit me and he goes, Nick's killing. Because I was asking, I was like, how's everybody doing? And I asked him how Ray did, and then
Ray did his thing.
Yeah, he said he did good.
He did.
He said he went a little fast, but like he did well.
I wouldn't even say that. He
No?
looked mad comfortable to me.
Yeah?
Yeah, for
Good.
sure. Got
Had
laughs.
bits?
Got laughs. Cohesive story. Sitting on the stool like a wily veteran.
Yeah.
And yeah, he looked mad comfortable up there to me, man.
Wow, good for
Yeah,
him.
yeah, he did his
All
thing.
right, so he did his thing, and then you were up there. He was like, "Niggas crushing right now," which I knew. And then
I did
he
good. I was definitely upsetting some people who were, East Village
of course,
ites.
yeah,
But it was
fine.
still great.
Whatever. And but then he was like, "Bro," he's like, "Lee is murdering right now." I was like,
Because
that's
everybody had moments in their set. Everybody's set was like good with ups and downs, and there wasn't like 1 second of Lee's where people weren't on board. It was great. It was sick to watch.
That's awesome because that means the next show he's gonna come, which sucks because it's Milwaukee.
It was also really nice to see him not have to host. Like he went up last. Like the crowd was ready to go. He's not just getting them started. Zero crowd work, finessed right into
Yeah?
material, and that's why I think it happened.
No,
Was
but
crowd work
he doesn't have to do crowd work when he hosts for us.
Yeah, but when you're opening a show, you cannot do crowd work, but the beginning bits are gonna suffer. Like you're never gonna come out just do like you'll always do a
'cause
joke
it's
and it's
cold.
gonna be awkward. It's gonna be awkward.
I mean, but
'Cause
I've
you gotta
done it.
break
I've
the
done it
fourth
with
wall.
Joe Coy, cold fucking, and you can
Yeah,
do
but
it.
that's like 30,000 people and nothing's normal in like that type of
Yeah, but I've done it in theaters too.
without somebody in
Joe?
front of you.
Yeah, I cold open for him in fucking Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah. But don't you feel like the first couple jokes don't get what the last few get? Like there's a build up.
It definitely, yes, you're definitely getting harder laughs at the end.
Right,
but,
because like
but what
people
I'm saying,
are like, oh, comedy's
yeah,
happening
fine.
now.
But
Yeah.
if he sticks with it, he gets enough time. He's doing 15.
No, he could do it, yeah. But I get it's like it's just a
You
mental
think he's more
hurdle.
comfortable?
It's just a mental
Okay,
hurdle.
all right,
to get
yeah,
over.
all right, I get
It's
it.
more comfortable to start a show by talking to people and like breaking the wall of doing comedy that way than just being like, here's prepared material. It's a little awkward. But a lot of people do it that way. But I think he benefited from not having to do that because the show was in motion, the wheels were going, everything was good. Fucking Rich hooked us up.
Yeah? What, with like alcohol? And,
No, but he
Food?
paid us for this show.
oh, yeah? But that was because he's a good dude.
Yeah. No, he is a good dude. And
He's a good dude.
he's taken care of me multiple times.
Yeah, yeah. It's because
was cool.
he fucks with you guys.
Yeah.
He fucks with you. Rich is dope, bro.
Yeah.
He fucking, you know what I mean? Just
I like
from,
him. I mean, yeah, it took me to the fucking Nick game the other
yeah,
day.
he's a good dude, bro.
Done a lot for me when he's crazy.
Rich, my guy. We got to get him on the pod, I think. Or you
Can't
think?
talk about anything.
Yeah, I know.
What are you talking about? Just gonna sit here with
So
a-
Rich
we have to
shall
put a-
remain nameless
we have to
or
put him
faceless
in a
at least.
fucking hijab. Yeah. All right. Tell us about your.
Don't tell us about your life. What do
Yeah,
you do for a
flipped up
living,
his
friend?
voice. Yeah.
That's so funny.
It is fun to get to know him though. But every time I'm with him, he's like, "You ready to go out? I got a table at this place. I got people at that place." And
Well,
I'm
he
like,
wants
dude,
to chill. He wants to,
and I get
he's
it.
a go out guy.
And he was like, "Nah, please tell me you don't, because I'm going to use it as an excuse to just go home with my girl." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm not going out." But I looked at him and Josh. I'm like, "I really hope you guys don't start to resent me because I just go home after all these things."
Nah, bro. No
I
one.
feel like such a loser, but it's just.
What do you
who
think?
I-
How do you think I feel? Everywhere Josh comes, as and obviously Josh is my manager, but everywhere Josh comes to like help out on the West Coast,
Yeah.
because Josh lives in LA, so like I can't afford to really fly him out to fucking East Coast shit. Any West Coast shit that he comes to, I know he wants to go out.
He's such a go out guy.
He's a go out guy.
go-out
So
guy.
we're in the room and he's like, "What are what are you doing after?" And I'm like, "You know what I'm doing.
know what we're doing,
you
baby."
know what I'm doing after."
And
Nothing, gang.
he worked real hard and got me out on that Miami night. And listen, I regretted it for a minute, and I got a Nick game out of it. And I'm not saying I went there with that in mind, but like, boy, the next day, because I didn't go to sleep, I
you
wanted
were
to
dead.
commit suicide.
Well, I'm
I
not
got
going to be able to
home-
go to sleep tonight,
Why?
bro. I have
It's always a mistake, dude.
bro. I know. I have to
Not
wake up at
sleeping's a
2.
mistake.
I would have to wake up at 2:30 to go to LaGuardia,
Why'd you book such an early
bro.
flight?
Because the fucking flight.
Oh, the prices.
The prices are crazy, bro.
you gotta
To
do it
go
in
to
advance,
Houston, listen. To go to Houston, it was either $480
One way.
one way. It was $480 or $1,500
One way?
one way.
What is this? Would you book it 2 days ago?
No,
How many days?
Maybe like 4 days ago.
Dude, nobody other than legitimate billionaires book flights that close to takeoff. We're the only people. We're the only broke people that do that shit. And it's so bad, bro. That's you got to have like Josh do it. You got to just be like, "Bro, book the next 4 flights and don't even tell me about it." Because it'd be bro. I've done it. I've done the research. I did it when we were looking at the Miami prices. Triggered me so much. I booked Miami like a week in advance, and they were bad, dude. And then I was like, let me just see how badly I fucked up. And I looked 4 weeks in the future. The difference was from $900 to $175.
No,
It's crazy, dude. It's crazy, and we're crazy, and we're idiots. We're fucking up, dude.
bro.
I'm gonna book Milwaukee tomorrow, but I need.
I
the
booked
invoice.
them.
I need my
I'll
last
send you the money.
invoice.
Remind me after this.
Yeah. Oh God, I'm gonna get kicked off this tour, dude.
No. Just remind me after.
We have to book them in advance, though, bro.
I know. It's so
behaving
bad.
like
dude.
children.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
But we have gotten better. We used to be like
Barely,
the
though.
day before.
I know.
We used to
Dude,
be the day
we'd be
before.
on tour. We'd
Yeah.
be like in Chicago.
Yeah.
Like, we got to get to Sacramento tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Should we book a flight?
Let's look at flights. Fuck, there's nothing, bro. There's nothing. We would always do that, bro. We would always do that.
Yeah.
Well, in the beginning, it's because I never flew. Ever.
Yeah,
so
me
like
either.
this was just like learning experience for me. Like,
I know, but we refuse to learn for some reason.
I know.
There's
And
just
now I do it
something
like a
about-
week before. But Nikki, from $480 to fucking over $1,000 is wild.
And I don't even.
And I'm
get
talking
the-
about an hour time difference.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about like, I'm talking about 1 hour.
It's prime time versus.
Yeah, it's like, you want to leave? Oh, you want to leave at 9 in the morning and get a normal sleep? Nah, dog.
Yeah, that'll
You're gonna
cost you
leave
your
at
life
5 in the
savings. Yeah.
morning.
How much is your sanity worth it? Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, bro,
I mean, you did what you had to do.
I had no choice. I legitimately had no choice. I was like, all right, well, I don't have I just don't have that. I can't do that. I can't do that. So but then
it's
here's
criminal, bro.
here's another problem. Here's something that people don't tell you. I was with Nikita for 20 years. Okay?
Yeah.
And I will tell you, that bitch woke me up for everything. I relied on her to wake up for everything.
Yeah.
Okay? If I had to get up, put your alarm on because my alarm is going to go off, but she's going to wake up.
Yeah.
I'm fucked now, bro. I get fucked now. I'll hit up and what's her name and try to get her to like wake me up. Bro,
Well, I realized that because on the road, I would have to, like, when we had an early
You would
flight,
wake me up.
Your alarm would go off.
And I wouldn't
did
wake up.
nothing, and I'd be like, hey, dude.
Hey,
that's
man,
crazy that an
bro.
alarm doesn't wake you up.
Nikki, I have 2 alarms that go off. I have my phone and I have the one.
analog?
My kids come in my room for school.
Yeah.
They're like, Daddy, your alarm. And I'm like, and it's meh, 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 meh. And I'm like, yo, I don't know what it is, but bro, it doesn't matter how many fucking alarms I have going on at the same time. I won't fucking wake up.
I wonder if your brain just, like, merges the sound with a dream you're having.
It does. No, that does happen sometimes.
Yeah.
But bro, you know how many times? So as a cop, when you are late for work, like if you're late for work, you're a construction worker, you're late for work. It's just like, yo, fucking Tommy's like, what the fuck, bro? You're late for work. You're going back to the hall. Fuck you. As a cop, when you're late, I guess because they're like worried that you like killed yourself or like something happened, they send a union delegate and a cop to your crib. Okay, if you miss roll call. So, you know how many times I've overslept and woke up to fucking banging at my door? Really? Yeah, and coming up and it's a fucking union delegate. It's Dante, who is my union delegate, and a cop. And I'm like, bro, I'm half in a bag. I'm like, and I'm like, bro, I'm sorry, bro. They're like, you good, dog? I'm like, yeah. They're like, you coming in or you taking a P day? I'm like, I don't have any P days because I use all my days.
What's a P
all
day?
So a P day is a personal day.
Okay.
But I would use them all the first month of the fucking year because I'm a fucking degenerate piece of shit. So it would be like March, and they'd be like, "You're gonna use a P day, so you don't have to fucking get dressed right now. Come in and be late."
And what is the penalty for being late all these times and having people come down?
It really just depends on who the tour commander is at the time. Like if you, I've had tour commanders who were like, "Don't worry about it, bro." Like who know like I'm a good cop, and they're like, "Whatever, come in, go to your post." We had someone cover you, but then you had tour commanders who were like, pull you outside and be like, you have a responsibility. Like, shut the fuck up. Eat my dick, bro. Like, are you fucking kidding me? You're fucking one of the fucking rookie cops. Like, eat my fucking asshole. You could pull me outside. I know.
But that, damn, dude, one of the worst feelings is waking up and realizing it's past when you needed to wake up. Adding a cop at the door to the equation is just
because then you
panic.
fly back and it's like dangerous. And they always tell you, take your time. Don't fly back. But you know my anxiety. I'm a fucking yeah, bro.
Even when you're not anxious, you drive like a lunatic.
Yeah,
so.
but like think about how scared I am of being late.
Yeah.
Right? You know me. Yeah. You know how crazy I am with being late. Yeah. I'm an hour and a half early to everything. Yeah. Okay? When I'm late, bro, I'm driving like a fucking psychopath.
And as a cop who has the authority to not
To
get
just
in trouble
do
doing
whatever,
that,
bro.
yeah,
Just do
probably
whatever.
kill
Tint it
anybody.
out, just fucking, bro. I've been pulled over by state troopers who were like, and I'm like, I'm late to roll call, and they're like, not on my highway, fucking homos, bro. They're the worst.
They are, right?
Even
They're
to the
different. They're a totally different, like, thing.
totally different ballgame.
Yeah.
Listen.
'Cause
City,
I love
there's
them.
there's two. Look, a city cop pulls you over and you're on the job. It's fine. It's like, yo, you're on the job. They're like, all right, bro, get the fuck out of here. You show them your fucking ID. It's over. It's done. Not even a fucking question. They come to the door. You show them ID. All right, get the fuck out of here.
Brotherhood.
Troopers.
It's a different brotherhood.
Troopers put on their fucking gay hat. They come up to your fucking car. You give them the ID and they look at you. They look at it like this. I've had troopers throw my ID at me. It's troopers, and you know who else is bad? NYPD highway.
What's the difference?
With their fucking boots. So NYPD highway. You ever seen, like, if you ever see NYPD in the city and they're working NYPD highway is a division. It's a separate division in NYPD. They wear big fucking black boots.
Yeah.
They are the worst human beings. I'm sorry, please. If anyone,
They're only on highways in the city?
they're only on highways in the city.
In the city,
yeah.
okay.
It's literally called NYPD highway.
But let me ask you this. Them and the state trooper, like, why
Who's worse?
Do they behave that way towards you because they feel insecure in comparison to you? Or
No,
did they have to do what you did
They feel better.
previous?
They feel.
Did they have to go through what you did initially and then move up?
All right, I'll tell you why. Troopers, a lot of troopers are military, ex-military. And New York State troopers is run like the military. Yeah. City cops are ghetto. Yeah. It's just, you're in the hoods and you're like all over the transportation facilities. You're around regular people. So you're like, it's like ghetto. You're fucking, your shit's all fucked up. Your cover's hanging off your baton. You're a piece of shit. Yeah. You're like a regular beat cop. Troopers are they're by themselves every day. They're in their RMPs. They're like squared away. They're fucking Buffy. They're fucking corny. Yeah. That's what we call it, Buffy. NYPD highway, they're not Buffy. Those guys aren't Buffy, but so we used to have to call them for every DWI. So if you got a DWI, we would have to call highway because they were the ones who were able to come and do the testing. So like if you had some breathalyzer, all that shit, we couldn't do it. So even like regular street cop, like even NYPD cops, you can't do it. Why? Because you're not trained on it. So you got to call highway. Highway comes and they do it, and they're a pain in the ass. They take fucking forever to get there. Bro, you're sitting in, and they finally get to the hospital and they ask them a fucking questionnaire and they're always angry to be there. I'm angry to be there too. Yeah. I don't want to fucking be there. I've been sitting in the hospital with this bitch for fucking 15 hours. I'm furious. But they'll come, ask her questions, ask her if she wants to take blood. But bro, they are some of the worst human beings on the planet. I'm not kidding, bro. They are savages because they're just all like old school, like fucking Irish, just cocksuckers.
Were they city cops at one point? And
yeah, they're all.
Yes.
Okay,
so that's like the goal.
Yes.
So they look at you as like
they look at you like you're just a piece of shit.
Yeah,
but no, all they do.
But they were in your position, not
bro. I don't know what it is. You even see these guys at court. They just look like angry, miserable motherfuckers. I don't know what it is.
I mean,
and I'm sure it's not everyone. So if anyone ever,
but let me say, if you had to do what you talk about on this podcast for like 20 years and then you became an NYPD highway cop, I feel like you might be angry and fucked up all the time as well.
So here's the whole thing. I think every fucking city cop that you pull aside, whether it's Port Authority, whether it's anyone who's ever had interactions with NYPD highway as a cop will tell you they're the worst. Mm-hmm. Okay, they just are. Very rarely will you find an NYPD highway guy who's like, "Oh, this guy was dope." They're just usually very douchey, very angry to cops. I'm not talking about and to civilians. They're even worse. Yeah. They're the fucking worst, bro. If they pull you over, Nikki, you're fucked. You have no chance. No chance. You're getting every fucking summons they can possibly give you. They are the fucking worst. That fucking bug almost went in my eye. And I don't know what it is, and I think it's the culture. I think NYPD highway has just always been douchey dudes. And I think when these guys, they feel like they're like a step above everybody else, all the other cops. It's the same thing.
They are though, right?
Yeah. So, but here's the thing. No one looks at it like that because they're just like, fuck you, you're a highway.
It's the easier job.
Yeah,
now.
you're a highway.
Why don't we
Like,
chill
fucking
out?
eat a dick.
Yeah.
You just sit there with fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Now, ESU is gangsta. That's essentially, you don't know what that is, but it stands for Emergency Service Unit. Those guys are like SWAT. It's like the SWAT team. Those guys are gangsta. Okay? When I worked at the bus terminal and we would have to call ESU, so they, essentially ESU is, so when cops are when you're in trouble, you call the cops. When cops are in trouble, we call them.
Oh shit.
Okay? So they're all like gooned out.
Are they ex-military too?
Some of them are, but these guys
training
are,
for that has to
they're
be
fit.
insane.
Yeah, they're the real deal.
alpha, they're
like
real
they
alphas.
come and you're like, I'm
Daddy.
in trouble. You know, I'm in trouble. Come help me, bro. So we used to call them at the bus terminal, like when we had like if we had like a prisoner that wouldn't come out of the cell or whatever, bro. I've watched like prisoners like, bro, trying to pee on us, spitting at us, fuck you, bitch, bah, saying all types of crazy shit, right?
Yeah.
And we're like, fucking, they're like, call ESU, right? And they would say they're just gonna burrito him, and I didn't know what that meant. I was like, what does that mean?
Burrito him?
They were like, call ESU to burrito him. Yeah. And I'm like, what does that mean? You know, and I don't know, I'm a rookie cop. Yeah. So they call ESU and these fucking just big brolic white boys come in, just fucking jack,
they're all
vest
white?
carriers, like just looking like the most gangster like people on the planet. And they walk in, they're like, what's up? They're like, who? They're like him. And they walk. So a lot of these perps know like what ESU is. So these guys walk in and like, if they would come up and they would give them one opportunity. They'd be like, yo, sit down, put your hands behind your back, all right? Or we're going to come in. Now, a lot of them would just be like, all right, they knew
How
ESU
many
was there.
ESU roll up out once to deal with that? Three
Not a
huge
ton.
human beings.
Three fucking, one with a shield, you know, just for a barricaded prison, just waiting to fucking fuck shit up. Bro, and the first time I saw someone being burritoed, it's literally a burrito. They literally wrap you. Now it's illegal now. You can't do it anymore.
Of course.
Okay.
Goddamn.
But when I was a cop, in the beginning, you could. Bro, they would wrap these motherfuckers. All you saw was their face, Nicky. They would wrap up and they couldn't move, and they would just carry them
What are they
outside.
wrapping them up in? A blanket?
It's like a psych blanket with straps, essentially. And they would strap those motherfuckers in and carry them. And they'd be like, and just take their ass to Bellevue. Spit mask on and fucking ship them to Bellevue. Bro.
In what? Like the back of a bus?
Yeah, they put
they would around the back of a truck.
Either they call EMS, EMS. Yeah, they call EMS and they throw them in EMS, put them on a stretcher, strap them up, and bring them to Bellevue.
Bro, that's like, I would have wild claustrophobia.
Yeah, of course.
That's one of my worst.
But that's why these guys, they would look, that's why a lot of them, when ESU would come and be like, and they saw ESU, they'd be like, all right, just no burrito. They knew what it was. Bro,
having your fucking shit.
Nicky.
I remember seeing like, remember that old show, like 1,000 Ways to Die or whatever? Mm-hmm. The one that stuck with me and like unlocked, I think, what my number one fear is this dude was running away from something. It could have been the cops. And he was in like a sump and saw like a sewer pipe, and he went down it, and it without like realizing it was like getting narrower and narrower, and then he just got fucking stuck, and rats just ate his face.
No.
Yeah. And that
was a real story?
It's a real story, yeah. And he got stuck in a drain pipe, like hands fucking behind him.
Oh my God.
And he couldn't shimmy out, and fucking rats just ate into his brain, and he died. But like that's even sans the rats.
I would be screaming at the rat.
Being stuck somewhere and just not being able to get out like that it's oh my God. I can't even tell you how bad that makes me feel.
Before we continue, do I have a booger?
I don't see anything, no.
Uh-huh.
Nah, that shit looks faking. You've been trimming those up still?
No. Well, I have a white hair in there.
Yeah, but
and it always makes it look like I have a booger, you see? I have a gray one, dog. I have a gray one, dog.
Congratulations.
Fuck you, mean congratulations.
Gray hair all over the place.
Do you really?
What do you mean? When I have hair, it's fucking gray as shit. I don't have hair. You got no gray hair?
No.
Gray hair's dope, dude.
I like salt and pepper shit.
I'm a fan of gray hair.
I like salt and pepper shit. I think it's gangsta.
Puerto Rican dude with some fucking salt and pep. clean up, dude.
Yeah.
Gotta get you some green
Freddie, the dude from Miami that you saw, the one who came, Rick Ross's guy. He got fucking that's a salt and pepper fucking stud.
He was in the green room?
Yeah, he's Rick Ross's no, he came to the Miami show. You said you saw him. You said you saw him. He was in the front.
Oh, yeah. He looks sick.
He's salt and pepper fucking. That's
I asked
stud.
That guy. I asked him if his jewelry was
Yeah.
He had a lot of jewelry on.
Yeah, bro, he's.
I said, I asked him, I said, what do you do for a living? He said, I'm retired. And I was like, yeah, that's what every criminal says.
Bro, but he's studied out. But
he looks dope.
Yeah. So what's so funny is he's like, man, I hate to be airing him out like this. But he said that the girl he was like, yo, he was like, I had to dip because I was like, yo, why you didn't come to the green room to say what up?
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, he's like, I had to dip. He's like, the girl I fuck with was there with her man.
We can't put this in here.
Why?
The girl I fuck with. Oh,
the girl I fuck with was there with her man, and her man found out that we were somehow. Like he figured out that during the show, and he got up and dipped.
Oh God.
He got up and dipped. He was like, yeah. He's like, I had to get out of there.
It was good from what I saw, but I had to leave pretty early. Christ almighty.
Do you like Miami more now that we went this last time around?
No.
Really?
It was
Saturday.
It was better. Yeah, the first show Saturday was phenomenal.
Second show, no. Second show, I know. Oh, yeah, that's right.
I like them. I liked the shows more than Lee liked them this time around, to be honest. But I still
Lee
didn't like them. No, none of it. Some of them were kind of tough for like a city that's known for like happening and popping. It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be great. I don't like Hormone Blocker bombs with them every time. And then by the last show, I was like, how many people know what a hormone blocker is? And nobody knew. And then I'm literally teaching them about hormone blockers. I'm teaching a room full of adults about what like a transgender person is. And like that's part of the reason I don't connect with them all the time.
That makes sense.
Also, like I said, I started all my sets down there just by saying "Hola." Like I went every day.
Well, last year was crazy because you did the scar joke.
The what? Oh, the C-section.
The C-section joke. But you started with
a Dominican.
I used to say this one time. The older Dominican woman. I had sex with this old Dominican woman, and hindsight, I didn't
need to do that. Yeah. Yeah.
You take the air out of the room.
At first they would laugh at Dominican just because the idea of me banging like an older Dominican woman is funny to them. But then when I bring
she looks like she got hit with a cannonball.
Then I bring up her C-section scar, and then they're like, I think the Dominican women in the room are like, God damn, that's a little too personal.
Hey, cocksucker, I got this same scar.
Now I keep it more vague.
Oh man,
I let them picture the race.
Yeah, but I mean, you didn't do that joke though.
No, I didn't do it that time. I just forgot. I was working on some other shit. No, but Miami was fun. I still like Dania way better.
It's crazy because it's right. It's literally the same fucking place.
Yeah, I don't know.
30 minutes south.
It's just far enough for like it to filter out the people who don't want to party as much, I think. Yeah. Because party places are not good for comedy. Like you would think this place is a happening nightlife. It's going to be great for fucking... It's not. New Orleans doesn't have a comedy club. And it's for the exact same reason Miami is underwhelming. I just saw
one of these comics is doing a theater out there. And I'm like...
That's all you do. Yeah, because some people like people who like Normand and Theo Von, they're from there and they'll go there.
A crush.
Not even though. Nobody says it's like the greatest time.
People, 1,000 maybe?
Yeah, but also just in terms of like the way they receive it. Like places have to be conditioned for comedy to like almost to have good shows. Like that's why I think Long Island is not great for comedy.
I mean, Paramount is always
the Paramount is good, but that's when it's in a theater, it's different. The clubs.
Well, it's also a lot of people from the city too.
Yeah.
That come. But yes, you're right because like you saw Governors is opening up in the Hamptons.
Are they? Boy, that's gonna be bad.
That's gonna be a bad club. That's gonna be a club I'll never touch.
There's a small theater though out there that you should do if you're ever gonna do in the West Hampton Theater. That's where everybody does.
But I'm just saying I'm not. I mean,
I don't know if your people are out there.
They're not out there, dog. Ugh. They're not out there in the Hamptons.
I would. You'd have to find a different act because I would give my exes, the parents, a convenient chance to come see me. Oh, thank you.
I know, dude. All the Stony Brook fucking. Oh, Nikki's up there.
Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, dude. I don't.
Does your mom have a lot of local like friends?
Yeah, if I did a show on Long Island, it would. I would. I don't think I ever will for that reason.
Really? Did any of them come to the Paramount?
My mother and father did, and like
No, I know
my
did.
Long Island friends, but I don't think any of their friends came. No. Everybody talks a big game. They're like, we want to go see Nick, and then like the time comes, and they're like, I'm probably gonna stay in.
Yeah. So sorry about that, but we don't have
Which
the
I
time.
prefer. I'm not trying to do
No, that's the worst feeling. People don't realize that. There is nothing worse. Yeah. There's nothing worse than having your family and friends who've known you your entire existence come watch you do a craft that you have tried to perfect and talk about your life that they were there for. Like,
yeah, and you like, bro, stand-up is mad vulnerable and intimate. And if you've been to a show, you see what we talk about. Yeah. I'm talking about choke sex. Kev's, talking about banging Nikita while she's fucking hammered. And like, bro, like sometimes, like when you're in these really small clubs in the city, like sometimes there'll be it's always foreign people too. Like it happened at the show me and Lee just did, where in the front row, it's literally a family of 4 white people. It's a mother, a father, and their 2 kids who are 13 or 14. And I always look at them and I'm like, you might as well just be at the dinner table watching porn together. If you're gonna come to a comedy show with your kids, it's not gonna be comfortable, dude. No. You're gonna learn things that your mom's gonna laugh at a fucking dick joke, and you're gonna learn that about your mom. Your dad's gonna laugh at it.
At least good comedy. At least good comedy. If you come to a good comedy show, it's gonna be like, oof.
Well, at least it'll be funny though. You go to a bad comedy show, it's still gonna be gross and cringeworthy.
Yeah. Well, like what's his name with fucking in Detroit? That was brutal.
Yeah. Suicide and cum jokes that aren't getting laughed. They're not even jokes.
Even jokes. He's just talking about I couldn't believe it, dog.
Going to a comedy show with I remember seeing fucking Wolf of Wall Street with my parents, and that made me want to kill myself.
Oh, that was the best. But that is such a good movie.
So good, but there's tits and fucking constantly. But
I was used to that shit because my mom made me watch
like that. If we watched Seinfeld coming up,
Sleepers, kids getting raped.
Yeah, that was
My mom's like, look at this shit.
Wolf of Wall Street was a kids show by the time you went there.
Look at that asshole is.
It's not going back ever.
Oh my god, look at that shit. It's the same big forever.
Yeah, that was a brand new experience for me and my family.
Yeah,
it was the hardest I've ever seen my dad laugh.
But that's so dope.
Yeah, it was dope, and I learned that he took a lot of Quaaludes when he was a kid because any scene with Quaaludes,
he would die,
dying laughing.
Good for him, bro.
Yeah,
damn. See, that's the kind of shit. Like I would love, and it would never happen because you're his son. But like your father here, just being totally vulnerable and telling his like crazy stories would be wild. You would learn so much about him.
I should have him on the pod.
You should.
I'll see if he's down to talk about it.
Yeah, bro. What the fuck?
My mom's going to be like, you're not going on that podcast. I don't want my friends knowing what you've been up to your whole life.
Mommy, let him do it. Let him do it. Let him fucking fuck. We live one life.
Patreon exclusive.
Bro, it would bring you guys so close together if we were getting... Does he drink?
Yeah.
Bro,
Tracy smokes.
Listen.
You
gotta get him on here, Nikki. If you get your father on here, I'll reach out to my father in years and get him on here. But he would be the worst. He would be the worst.
But it doesn't matter. Whatever he is perfect.
Oh, no, because I would just be uncomfortable. You know why? Because every time he sees me, bro, it could be 6 years. I haven't seen him. Yeah. He pretends like he just saw me.
I want to see that. We got to get that on
He just saw me yesterday. He'd be like, Papa, what's the deal, baby? How you doing? Everything? Yeah, and I'm like...
but he's got it. What is he going to do?
Be normal. That's the thing, bro. So
what's normal, though?
Bro, but you know what's so funny? My mom, oh God, if he has any friends that listen to this pod, he probably, first of all, he's had friends probably come to our show, to the shows.
I think you've known that, right?
Yeah, and he probably hates me right now. But regardless, my mom, I remember when she kicked me out of the crib, right? She kicked me out of the house, and I had to go live with him, because I didn't know where to go. Yeah. And I remember she would call me, and she'd be like, "Yeah, have fun reading that motherfucker's mail," she would tell me. Because he can't read. Your dumbass father can't fucking read. Wow. And he does have a hard time reading.
Really? He didn't graduate anything.
So I'd never asked him My mother says that he didn't leave, like, after elementary school, like, he never went back to school or some shit
After
like that.
elementary school?
But I mean, my mom is
What is
also
that, 6th grade?
5th grade.
How do you even make that decision?
Yeah, I don't know. My mom could be totally full of shit with that, but I don't know. I never asked him.
But even whatever he tells you could be a lie too.
Bro, he told me bro, it's so funny because when I went to his house, I was young. I was a kid. I was in high school. I got kicked out. Went to go live with him. I was with him for like a month, and I was actually feeling good because I was drinking Coronas with him and shit. There was no rules,
like living
bro.
with a roommate.
And I remember we were both drunk. We were both drunk
How old
in
are
his
you?
kitchen. I was in junior year.
Okay.
So
14, 15?
Yeah, something like that. And we're in his kitchen, and I'm hammered. He's hammered, and he's telling me a story about my uncle. Now, I've already heard this story, the real story.
His brother.
My uncle. My uncle from my mother's side.
Your mom's brother.
Yeah, so this is a story that happened. This is the story that my mother tells me.
Okay.
When my grandmother passed away, okay, my mother was pregnant.
Your mom's mom when she passed away.
My mother was pregnant with me, and her mother died of cancer. Okay. On the day of the funeral, when they got back from the funeral, he had went out the night before. So when they pulled up from the funeral, he pulled up from going out. So he went out the night that they went to this funeral. My uncle tried to kill him, right? Like got a pistol, like tried to kill him, like this whole thing. Yeah. Family grabbed him, like tried to, like, it didn't happen. He didn't kill him, right? Yeah. So my father's telling me this story, but he tells me, it's so funny because I remember thinking this even as a kid. Like he was like, yo, listen, you know, like your uncle did that shit, and I was gonna put a hit out on your uncle, but the reason I didn't was because I love you and I knew you needed him in your life, and I was like,
the reason I did it was I knew he was gonna be your daddy.
I was like,
oh my,
because I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, even as a young boy, I'm like, well, I needed you in my life, not my uncle. Yeah. But my uncle Victor was like my father figure. He was, you know. But it's so crazy. He's like, yo, I knew I was gonna dip, so I knew I didn't want to fucking kill him. But my uncle laughed about it because I told my uncle, and he was like, that bitch ass motherfucker. He was like, bro, because my uncle was part of a gang called the Ball Busters in Jamaica Avenue back in the day.
Ball Busters?
Yeah, and they were like savages. And my uncle was known.
Well, your dad was part of the gang too, right?
He was like he was part of Lost Boys, but
I thought he was a Rough Rider.
He was, but that was later. Yeah. So that's part of the story too. So my uncle was like, he wasn't about to do shit. He was they talk shit about each other. Yeah. But when I was with my father, I was feeling good. I was like, oh, maybe I'll live out here, you know? And then one day he goes, I'm going on a motorcycle trip. Like and I'm like, oh, cool. Like, I'll go with you. He's like, nah, I'm going to Tennessee. Like, you can't come with me. Yeah. I'm going on a motorcycle trip with the Rough Riders. And I'm like, okay. So I was like, I'll stay here. I'll wait for you. I'll stay here. I'll wait for you. I was sleeping in the living room.
Did he have a girl or anything at this point?
Yeah, he had a wife.
Oh.
Yeah. That he got pregnant in Puerto Rico. He had a bunch of kids with her. And I go, so I'll stay here. And he goes, nah, you can't stay here. I called your other uncle, who I was like petrified of. He's going to come pick you up and bring you back home. But I was like confused because I was like, my mom isn't going to take me back. Yeah. So I remember my uncle coming, getting in the car with my uncle being like, see? He's like, your fucking father don't even want you, motherfucker. God. So he's like, what are you going to do now? He's like, and I called my mom.
Why is he being so mean?
He was a mean motherfucker.
Jesus.
I love you, dear, but you were mean. I called her. I remember calling her, and he was like, "You better beg your mother to fucking take you back. You better appreciate what you got." Blah blah blah. You know,
I get that.
He was trying to. Yeah, he was trying to be. You know,
I see where he's coming.
I think he just did it the wrong way. You know what I mean?
For sure.
But I remember going home and begging, "Please, mommy, come me." And she was like, "You got," because I had summer school. And she was like, you got summer school style, motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. And I'm like, please, mommy, let me come home and do summer school. Begging to go to summer school. And she let me back. And I finished my senior year. And the next time I saw him, that was when I got into the Port Authority. But then I remember, and then I didn't see him again for years. And he showed up to my police graduation, bro. I got on stage, I grab my certificate, I go down, and I'm cutting corners like military. You know what I mean? So I go to cut the corner, and he's standing there with a camera, crying, and I almost passed out, dude. Really? And I turn the corner, I go sit down, and after I go to my mom, and she's like, you fucking better not go up to that motherfucker. Yo, she was so mad, bro. And I was like, Mommy, I gotta go up to him. So I went up to him. He was hysterical crying. He was like, oh. He felt, he sees his son up there. He's becoming a cop. He's like, he probably fucking felt like, but then he didn't see me again for years.
Do you think he was crying because you were becoming part of the opposition?
No, that's not why. He was crying. He was crying because he was proud, but he was also probably embarrassed.
But you said he cries on the last episode, I believe. Like those dudes cry like kind of easily. Like they get cheated, they go cheating, they cry.
Yeah, he cried a lot.
Like that.
He cried a lot.
My dad's a hard ass. He'll cry too.
Yeah.
I remember I was waiting to like walk down the aisle to go up to the altar at my wedding, and I turned around and he was.
Oh,
like, see, but that's fucking bitch.
No, that's beautiful though, bro.
It wasn't bad, yeah.
No, that's beautiful. I'm gonna grab another, bro. Those Montauk's are strong. Hold on,
you're drinking IPAs, but we're at 40 minutes. I think we should switch over because we got to give the Patreon more than the regular people because we're getting yelled at. Although on the latest episode, some dude, it was a oh no,
switch over to the Patreon.
Bye everybody. Mwah. Oh wait, no, we're gonna stay here. I want to read off the $10 tier of people on the Patreon because I feel like you guys need to be shout out because $10, it's twice as much money and we don't have any merch for you guys yet. So shout out to Adriana, Aiden Cristal, Alejandro Martinez, Allison, Angie Rios, Anthony Johnson. I feel like you can tell who's my people and who's your people. Yeah. Anthony Monti, Anwar, Bianca, Braden Banky, Brenda Martinez, Chad, that's one of mine. Love Chrissy, Chad. Cindy, Lerma, Christian Mingle. Fuck, wait.
Christian Mingle's hilarious.
Christian Mingle, yeah. You guys, you should make your fucking names funny. Darlene Cravioto, Donnie Deuces, D. Slow, Gloria, Ismael Sazo, Jackie Vargas, Jessica, Jesslyn May Jurado, Jonathan Gomez, Levy, Lisa. We have more than I thought. Lisa Marquez, Mitchie, Mike T, Stinky Pete, Stockton McCrae Stewart. If that's your real name, that's a sick name. Stockton McCrae Stewart. Tiny1722. That's my handle, actually. Ty Mama, 2024. DeParty? Oh, no, that's a $5 guy. All right, I take you back. But that's it. Shout out to you guys for being part of the $10
Thank you very much.
Shoot on over there.
See you guys next week. We're going to the Patreon.
Wow.